Today is April 22nd, Sunday, about 11:30. Temperature in the low 50s. Sun is shining. The winds are gone. Looks like it's going to be a nice day. It's been almost 3 months since I took cuttings from my rose hedge, put them in this bag, and hoped they would take root. I haven't looked since then, but it's time to find out how they're doing. At first glance, you can barely see it, but if I zoom in, not sure what that is. I can see through the bag that the cuttings are starting to leaf out. But the real question is, are they making any roots? Did I mention before how dangerous the thorns are on this plant? Well, they feel like they might have some roots, so I guess the next step will be to knock them out of the pot. They don't look too good. Here's a view of the end that was in the dirt. I don't see any roots growing on there yet. Now I'm going to add a little water, and then we'll seal it back up in the bag for another month and a half and see if we get any roots. So the rose hedge renovation goes on. It's a slow process. In the hedgerow, the roses are sending out new growth. After a couple of months, I'll come in and take some cuttings, and we'll try doing some semi-hardwood propagation. Maybe that will work better. I planted two kinds of bok choy. The ones with the green stems are all out of the garden by now. They've all been eaten. But this one with the white stems, which is a hybrid, it has an interesting characteristic where it multiplies. I twisted out this plant. And if you look here, you can see where I twisted it out. But it looks like there's like 3 or 4 more growing here. And I only planted one. And inside this row cover, the Swiss chard is doing well. And the kale, scarlet kale. And then the purple lady bok choy. And then some dwarf Siberian kale. I'm going to pick some of that today. It's getting out of control. Under this row cover, I've got some Grand Rapids leaf lettuce that's doing well, some cabbage plants that are coming along, one romaine lettuce, one spinach, that's all that survived, and then one of these red mustard plants that's just growing like crazy, so I'll have to take a couple leaves off of that. I finished picking for the day. I've got black-seeded Simpson lettuce, dwarf Siberian kale, got purple kale, it's actually scarlet kale, some bok choy, some mustard greens, and the first picking of Swiss chard. So that's pretty good. More than we can eat. And hopefully it'll keep producing for a while longer. As we all suffer through this pandemic, it's easy to get discouraged. But if you spend time in the garden, you know that spring is a time of hope and renewal. So you can see here my peas are starting to come up. English peas for you people down south. See you all next week.